Let's do a problem from your lab assignment, section 11.10. Evaluate the indefinite integral. There's a 9 out here. Integral of e to the x minus 1 divided by 10x. So we have a power series for e to the x, and so we'll take advantage of that. And the n equals 0 term equals to 1. So e to the x, the first term over here when n is equal to 0 is just going to be 1. So e to the x minus 1 will be the same series, except we're not going to start at 0 anymore. We're going to start at 1. And so that'll leave you with x plus x squared over 2 plus x cubed over 3 factorial, etc. So that's going to get us going. So now we have this e to the x minus 1 is equal to this series now, starting with n is equal to 1. And then now we're going to multiply this thing by 9 and then divide by 10x. So we have a 9 over 10x times this series. And the 9 is just a value. And the 10 goes in the denominator, and then there's an n factorial. And now we're just going to, let's see, it was x to the n over here, but then we're dividing it by x. We're dividing by x in here. So we can think about this as divided by x, but instead of thinking about it that way, let's think about it as subtracting 1 from the power. And so that would be your new series. That is the integrand. Our integrand is this thing with a 9 in it. And so now that we have an integrand, we can integrate term by term. So we take a look at the sum, the terms within the sum, and we're going to integrate each one one by one. So what's the integral of this? We have the 9 integrating with respect to x. So the 9 and the 10 and the n factorial are all constants. So just to make that a little bit clearer for myself, I'm just going to leave that alone. And now the integral of x to the n minus 1. So you drop the power down, n minus 1, and then x to the, and then you subtract 1 from the power. N minus 1 minus 1 is going to be n minus 2. So that would be your series, your new series. And then you have a plus c, the arbitrary constant. Well, look at that. It looks like I took the derivative. Let's try that again. So we want to take the integral. This is going to be x raised to the n minus 1, and then we add 1 to that. And then we're going to divide by something. So n minus 1 plus 1 is just going to be n, and then we're going to divide by that same power. I suppose we can leave it like this, or we can put the n and the 10 over here, but let's just see if this is going to take it. Okay, so that looks like it turned out okay. A nicer way to write this is to take this n and multiply the reciprocal 1 over n, and so they just moved it around and had it next to the 10n. Okay, I think that's it. Hope that helps.